Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Linda Israel, and thank you so very much for coming to my live stream here on YouTube. I greatly appreciate your support and for taking the time to come here and hang out. There are a few things that I want to go over before the actual live started, so this is a recording. First of all, I want to make sure that you like this video and subscribe, so give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell up in the corner. That way you'll get a notification whenever I upload a video. I have a broadcast post or even a live stream. If you're watching this video as a replay and you're on a computer, look for the little gear at the bottom. You can change the speed to speed it up. Or if you're on a mobile device, look for the little three dots and usually you can change the playback speed there. My live streams generally last about 2 hours. They can go as long as 3 hours. It kind of depends on what we're working on that day and how the feedback is in the chat. While you're watching, you earn junk bucks. So if you are here in order to get those junk bucks accumulating, go ahead and type hello in the chat and my little bot, Junkie Joe, will see you and then you'll start accruing junk bucks. And you're wondering, well, what do I do with those junk bucks? Well, you can accumulate those, and once you have 2,000 of them, you can type !award and you can redeem them for a $10 off coupon to my shop. You can earn junk bucks while you're here and when you are chatting, as well as when you play the in-chat game. So look for those as they come up, and if you make a donation. For those of you that make a donation during my live stream, make sure that you go over to my website at lindaisrael.com, and if you haven't already done so, create a user account. When you make a donation during my live stream, basically you're buying a membership to my website and to the live stream. In my opinion, what we're doing is you're accumulating that money in my account. Thank you for that donation. And as a reward, you will get 5% off your orders at lindaisrael.com. And during the live stream, if I have a journal that I'm giving away at the very end, you are eligible to win that journal. Anybody that makes a donation gets into that drawing by manually typing in the raffle at the end, but then you also get the discount membership on my website. Thank you to Robin, who is my administrator during the live stream. She helps me out with answering questions as well as giving information. She is also my administrator over at the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group, please do. We'd love to have you over there. You're welcome to share what you're working on. Speaking of sharing, during the live today, you can speak up in the chat and say, hey, I have a YouTube channel. You will not be able to share your link to your channel, but you can at least say, hey, my name is, and this is what I do. And then your friends that come into the chat can follow each other. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you will be kind to those that are here. If you have a question, put it in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those. The chat sometimes goes pretty fast, so I don't always see it, so do ask again. And at the same time, if you're in the chat and you know the answer to somebody's question, please speak up and give them the answer. Check the description box for links to products that I share today. Yes, I am an Amazon affiliate, which means I do get a commission on items that you purchase through my link. If you're going to buy something anyway, I greatly appreciate it. It does not cost you any extra. It just gives me a little bit of a commission, which helps me buy products to show you here. If you win one of the raffles, you can start right now by typing !raffle. Do make sure that you go over to my website, and if you haven't already, created a user account. That way I will have your contact information so I can send you your prize. I am starting a raffle right now that is for 200 junk bucks, so you can get well on your way to accumulating your junk bucks. Let's have some fun today and let's get started. Thanks everybody for being here. Hello. Oh, how is everybody? It has been a week, let me tell you. I hope everybody is well. Hope you're doing wonderful today. You've had a great week. All right, now computer, cooperate. I thought it was starting to act like it was a little jittery there. So what's up? I've been a busy bee. It had nothing to do with art this week. Been kind of taking care of, yeah, you're exhausted as usual. I understand. I've been taking care of moving an elderly relative into a new place. And then there were some dogs that were abandoned by a family member at that same house. And so I've been going over there and giving them water and food and trying to find a no-kill shelter locally. I may have a lead of somebody that may want one of the two dogs, so I'm trying to work on that. In fact, that's kind of why I was a little bit late today, because I was getting an instant message from someone about one of the dogs, so I've got to go over there and take photos and send her more information. Last week we made a journal cover and then put a journal together. So I showed you how to put together a journal cover. I used some digital prints as well as some gel prints, and then we put this journal together live. So I thought, I didn't have a lot of time this week to prep. I have got the file folder pointed on my computer for the autumn set that Robin wants me to do, but I haven't been able to get it downloaded and printed yet. So hopefully I'll be able to do that this week so I can share it with you next week. And it's a new Teal Autumn, I believe is the name of it, from Calico Collage. This image here on the front of this journal is also from Calico Collage. I'm going to set this aside. My thoughts today was, I was going through my papers really fast, like not even 3 minutes ago, and I found this unicorn image from the Unicorn Dreams, I think it is called. Yeah, Unicorn Dreams. And I thought that would be a pretty image to go on the front of a journal. And then of course we have this image on the back. So I don't know, it's smaller than my journal cover, and I could just basically cover the borders of this and then paste this on top. Another option is I could cut this in half and mat it with another piece of paper. I grabbed a couple other scrappies to try to see if there was one that I had enough of, but it doesn't seem that I do. So my thoughts are cutting this in half and then matting it with another piece of paper, and possibly either painting this piece of paper or covering the outside edge, because I really want to cover up the paper sack that I've used to see if that is better. Yeah, those poor puppies, I feel bad for them. It's not a good situation. It's not their fault where they are and how they came to be in this particular situation. So it doesn't seem fair to me, in my opinion, to take them to a kill shelter. I'd like to get them adopted somewhere. So my comment to everybody: spay and neuter your pets. I don't care who you think you are. Do not breed dogs and cats. It's not necessary. There's so many of them out there that are abandoned and do not have someone to take care of them. And we are contributing to that by letting these dogs and cats breed. I saw you say you were saw somebody doing a paper bag. So yes, I've got a paper bag that I'm going to cover, and I think I've changed my mind. I don't want these pieces right now, although I could use this piece to make a pocket on the inside. Let me see what I have paper-wise. Maybe I've got some scrapbook paper. This one may be big enough. Let's see. It's just barely bigger, but it might be just enough that if I fold it over to the other side, and it's got, looks like it's got little butterflies on it. It's a pale blue, but what if I put that down, and then if we mat this one in another shade, we could also use instead that one and put that on top of it. I'm kind of thinking maybe the darker one, and then I've got this blue. Let's see which one's even better. I think this one will work. And I will have used a piece of scrap paper. Thank you. That's right. Yeah, until they all have homes, no more breeding. Purple, not people. You're painting your nails purple right now. Woo! I've actually got a different. These are some that I made a while back, and I've worn them before. It was a foil, so I painted the nails white, and then you apply a foil over the top of them, and it wasn't perfect. And so to cover the imperfections, I used some glitters, little chunky glitter, and some smaller glitters, and I thought that made them prettier. And then I tipped the edge in this real pale blue, so there's almost like a French tip on there. I know we have a huge cat colony, feral cat colony at our shop, and in fact, Robin, you're going to laugh. We had another kitten in the wall, and this will make number 4. I think that's right, number 4 maybe. When did I do that one? Here it is. So it was a little black and white kitten, and a friend of ours who helped rehome the second to the last kitten, she took this one in. This one had its eyes open, so it was a little bit older, but it's the same litter. We're waiting on a roofer to come work on our property because that's why they keep getting in. We have a mansard. I don't know if you know what a mansard is, but when you have a roof line and it comes down like this, and then they had a fake mansard on the front of it. So what they've done is the cats have found a way into the attic of our building, and they keep having kittens. Yes, another kitten. It's like, oh my gosh. And the building is really old, really old. And I love my father-in-law, but he's a cheapskate. And when they remodeled this building, they didn't have a lot of money. So they were trying to do this on a budget as best as they could. So there's no insulation in the exterior walls of this building, which means if a critter gets in the attic, namely a kitten, and gets near where the walls are, they fall down in the walls and end up falling all the way to almost to the floor inside the wall. So then we have to cut a hole. So now we have like 4 holes in our wall, maybe even 5 now, of where we have cut holes to retrieve a kitten. What I need is to get some cat people to come out and help capture all the cats and get them spayed and neutered, and that will reduce our cat population. We've got about 3 tomcats that come around and have been mating with all of the girls. All right, so I'm going to just go here and fold in the corner, and I guess I'll cut off the excess here on this side to kind of match the others. Yeah, it is not. I need to make a cat door. Well, that's what I told Henry. I said, there's no reason to repair that wall yet. It's just got, in fact, I used duct tape to help put the piece that we took out of the sheetrock. Because if we can't get the roof fixed soon, which I didn't tell Henry this, Friday, I heard noises in the attic again. So I'm afraid there's another litter up there. But anyhow, so we need to get rid of the cats, and in that they need to be neutered or spayed. You know, it's a real problem. And apparently I've been told by a lady that kind of is involved with rescuing animals that most of the cats in the feral cat community have feline leukemia. Is that right? I think that's what they said, which is apparently very contagious. And they recommend that if you do get a cat, that you get it tested before you introduce it to another one. Yeah, it's not a laughing matter. I know. I mean, it's terrible because you think about these animals. They didn't ask for this. They didn't ask to be dumped on the side of the road or left in a house abandoned. You know, they are just looking to be loved. We've domesticated them. It's humans' faults that they live the way that they do. I think I'm going to do something else here. I'm not going to fold this all the way in yet. I should have waited. I think I'm going to cut a piece the exact size. I think that's what I'm going to do. And then glue this down and then fold it over. I don't know. Maybe not. Should I fold it over or just glue it right to the edge? Oh, decisions. I'm gonna go ahead and fold it over, and then I'll glue the piece on top, and we'll have a little tiny border. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I changed my mind. I can do that. I'm female. It is sad. It's just sad, and I don't know. Even if you don't own pets that you have, I recommend that you tell people that you know to get their pets spayed and neutered, and do what you can in your community to help them. I'm doing my part. I'm trying to find homes for critters whenever I can. Oh, so in Bethany, they pick up all the cats and fix them. Well, I did talk to Bethany today. The address is kind of on the border of War Acres and Bethany. And they said that address is War Acres, so they could not take them, and that they were a kill shelter. So I'm trying. I posted on Facebook. I'm hoping that somebody that, maybe there's a friend of a friend that they shared the post and they're like, you know what, I'll give a dog a home. I've got to go back tomorrow morning, and I think I already said this, I got to take pictures of the dogs. The Chihuahua is very skittish. She was pretty much a dog that stayed with my aunt, or my aunt-in-law, even though it wasn't her dog. The dog was brought into the home by a niece who said the dog was actually for her son. But of course, she dumped the dog on the aunt, who is elderly, and she felt like she needed to take care of it because she needed to be able to see her great nephew. I think that's right. She was a great niece, so that would be a great nephew. And she just felt obligated to let the dog live with her. And she had no means to take care of it. She didn't have money. She lived on Social Security. So the dog that I know of, neither of the dogs have had their vaccines. They've got fleas. And I can't bring them to my house because of my dogs. They're elderly, and I don't need them around much younger dogs that are female. And I don't know what their temperament would be with my dogs. So I can't have 4 dogs. Sorry. They're both female Chihuahua. Oh, an overholster around this is a lake here. They said they have a cat shelters blended into the scenery, and people go out and take them food. How neat. Yeah, the shelters are all full. Yeah, they're putting so many kittens to sleep immediately because they don't have staff or food for them. It's terrible. So let's talk about something more upbeat. Spay and neuter your pets. And if you know someone who cannot take care of their animal, help them somehow, whether it be to give them food or give them money to go get the dog, cat, spayed, neutered, vaccinations. I was not aware of the whole situation with Henry's aunt because of, if you read my Facebook post, there was a problem with the family member who was in the home, and she kept saying, the aunt, that she didn't want to cause a ruckus because she felt like she was obligated. I'm beyond the secrecy now. I was trying to keep it private, but I'm at the point now that I'm so mad that I want to press charges against this girl. So, anyhow, so let's see what else. I've been working at the shop. We've been pretty busy this week. I had an order for 252 t-shirts that I had to print a front and a back design. So for those of you that don't know, we have a custom print and embroidery shop. We have a digital printer where I can print the images on a product that's called direct to film, and then I can use a heat press to apply to a garment. And so I had 252, which means I had 504 times that I had to press garments. And I was tired. This girl was tired after doing all of that. And then I've just found out that we're getting ready to get another order for 240-ish t-shirts that they're going to need by October the 5th. So I told them to hurry up and tell me the artwork so I can start printing, because it does take some time. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Putting that on the inside. I'm going to add some distressings to this. Oh, you love your kitty tote bag. Yay! I'm so glad. I forgot about that. That was a while ago that I did that. It's a fun, interesting business to apply things to garments. And we get all kinds of requests. One that sticks out that was pretty funny here recently was this young man was getting married, and for their bachelor party they made t-shirts that said from felon to husband. So apparently he has a shady past, and they decided to take his mug shot and print it on the front of a shirt. Like, wow. Some friends y'all are. Oh dear. All right, so now I'm just going to apply glue to this scrapbook paper for the inside. And doing this also gives me a little bit more thickness to my cover, because technically it's just, right now we've got 3 layers. We got 2 layers of paper sack and the scrapbook paper, and now I'm putting down the 4th layer of scrapbook paper. So I'm just going to come in here and try to get this as centered as possible and smooth this out. So it's funny what people, they'll come in and say, can you print this on a shirt? And we're like, well, yeah, I guess so. And it takes me a few minutes to figure it out, and I get it. They're like, oh, that's awesome. This is a joke, or this is a gift, or whatever it may be. So it's kind of fun. All right, so I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes before I fold it. And while we're doing that, I'm going to pull this over here. I think what I want to do again is I'm going to cut this in half. So that'll make it 8.5 by 5.5. And then we'll get some paper and mat it so that it gives it a little bit more depth and layering. Oh, one good thing about going over to my aunt's house, I haven't even gone through it yet. We found a whole box of lace. My husband's grandmother used to make all kinds, I need to keep that out, all kinds of dolls, little angels, little dolls and stuff. And so she bought lace all the time. And so I found a box that's probably about, 14 inches deep. And it's like 18 inches by, 20 inches. It's pretty big, full of lace. And I haven't gone through it yet. Like I said, I just put it aside to go through later. All right, so do I want cardstock? I just saw this blue paper. And I know that a couple of y'all like the blue paper. I could mat it with that blue paper behind there. That might be kind of pretty. You could still see the other paper a little bit. I'm trying to see if I have my paper bin here. One of them. These are all pretty much teal greens. So what do you think? The dark blue. Maybe I'll get some blue cardstock. I'm gonna get a fan. It's getting hot in here. Okay. You still with me? Brings out the flowers. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe. All right. I thought somebody was sending me another message about the dogs. I have this shade of blue cardstock. Trying to get one out. I have this shade of blue cardstock, which would give us a little bit more stability. I may even trim down these images. I think I'm going to do that. Hey, Janice, how are you? All right, let's see here what I got going on. So my paper bag cover that I've made is 11.5 inches. So half of 11.5 would be 5 3/4. Is that right? Because 5.5, or would it not be that? Let's do this. Let's make a tiny, tiny mark. All right, so if I go to 5 3/4, nope, that's not enough. So I'm going to try to fold this in half just to make a little crease there. And then I'm going to use that crease to use my, what do you call it, stylus tool to score this. So it's right at 5 3/4. Kind of score this on both sides so it'll fold easier. Okay. Doing okay? Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. You sorted everything on your oh, you sorted everything. You have more postage stamps. Place. More than a postage stamp size place to work. I gotcha. Well, yay! That's always good to get it cleaned up so you can do something. All right. So if I were to make, it's not perfectly lined up, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So even at 5.5 by, this is 9.5. I don't know why I made it so much bigger, taller than I did narrow. But I think what I'm going to do is trim these pieces down just a smidge. So I'm going to look at this, and I think I can cut off here and cut off here. So I'm going to rotate these around, and let's make it 8¼ inches. And then looking at this, I think I can trim this side and this side. So I'm just going to line these up and trim this down 1/4 inch as well. So now that made that smaller. So when I put it on here, I don't know, I may make it just slightly bigger, the blue. And there's going to be a little bit of a border at the bottom. All right, so I'm just going to go slightly bigger. Let's go ahead and cut this off at the same height. So what does that put me at? 8½? I think 8½ tall would be good. I'll save that blue piece. All right, so now that I've done that, let's go here. And if I do this at 5½, and then we place that, what do you think? That's kind of pretty on there, isn't it? Okay. Drown you in dawn. 5½ again. Okay, that gives us a nice little piece there. We could use this to make pockets on the inside, or I could use some of my mixed media pockets. I think I'm going to do the pockets out of this. I'm going to make them a little over 5½ wide. Yeah. So I'm using up, all I have is this little bitty piece left that I can put in my bin. Okay. Cheesecloth. There's cheesecloth on my desk. All right, let's add some distress inks to these pieces and layer them together. You have a 24 by 15 inch space to work with on your desk. It gets tricky when you're gel printing, yeah, because you gotta have all that space, don't you? I have a, what is this? This is a 24 by 36 inch Fiskars rotary cutting mat. That's what this grid is. And I don't even have all of it visible. So I understand about not really having a great big space. Cheesecloth, is it a pukey green color? Not yet. Not yet. Okay. I think that'll look good on there. I did see a paper doily. I don't know, maybe we'll do something where we layer it. If I were to layer this up here and then layer this doily at the bottom, and we could put the label or some kind of word printed here. So let's glue this all together. The things we put up with, right? Oh my goodness. All right, let's put some glue on this. I think this was made with some really, really thin paper. Someone gave me a ream of paper, or this was a long time ago that I printed this, and I didn't realize it was in my printer until I had already printed the pages. And I was like, oh man, well, I didn't want to throw them away. So I just stuck them into my digital print basket so I could use it later. So I think layering it up like this works. Oh, there's the missing L. All right, so if we put this right here, and then we have this doily that I could cut a piece of and put over the top there, I think that would look kind of pretty. But what color should we make the doily? While I glue this together, y'all can tell me what you prefer. I guess I could, I don't know. Do I want to glue this front panel or the back panel down as a pocket? I didn't go around the edges of that blue with Distress Inks. I might do that here in a moment. Get this straight. Well, it's down now. Pink? Julie says pink? I think I'll go ahead and glue this down at the top. Okay, let's glue this down. I would do yellow, but not sure the yellow Tattered Angels would work. Okay. It would be a pale yellow, but I do have, what is it? Mustard Seed Distress Oxide in an ink pad. So what I could do is rub the ink pad over the doily and then spray it with a light colored yellow Tattered Angels, which would help that kind of blend out. So let's see what we've got here. Let's see what we can put together. I'm going to go ahead and put this at the top as well. All right, so we've got a yellow and pink thrown out there as colors. I have to find my yellow Tattered Angels. I'm trying to put some gloves on and they're not cooperating. Hey, Marsha, how are you? So glad to have you here today. That might bring out the yellow rose there with a little bit of yellow at the bottom. So I have Mustard Seed, which I know that looks bright there, but I think if we spray it with a different shade of yellow, I think that might work. And then you say pink. So maybe a light shade of pink. This is I don't know if this is too bright to give a few hits. This is more lavender. And this one is a pink that has a little bit of a yellow tint to it. All right, so I'm just getting my spray box out here. I'm going to do the whole thing in case we want to do it on both sides. All right, so let's do this yellow. Oh, wait, let's do this first. I was going to put some Distress Oxides over it first. It'll have a textured look to it by the way I applied it. All right, now let's spray it. I may need a new sprayer. Oh, that's so annoying. It's been sitting far too long. I don't want to take the time to clean it right now, so I'm just going to grab a brand new one. I keep them handy. I've got a drawer full here of sprayers that I need to take apart and clean so that I can use them again. Set this here in the water. All right, shaking it up pretty good. Make sure there's no mica. Now let's spray it. All right, now I'm going to add, I don't know, I may add this pink. Let's see what it looks like over here. All right, so that gives a little bit of color. Not a lot, just a tiny bit. Let's get the heat tool and dry it. You lost so many supplies, you missed your sprays and your ink pads. Yeah, you know, but you can kind of make do. Aw, you gave a new friend a 10 and she cried. Aw, aw, that was sweet. She said it was too pretty to write in. Well, make her another one so she'll write in. Hey, Amanda Dawn, how are you? She can pet it. All right, we're trying to dry this. It's kind of got a little bit of a golden hue to it, which I know that Julie loves gold. Almost got it dry. Gotta get it dry. I think that works. What do you think? Just a little bit of yellow there? So if I were to take this, let's pretend that we cut it in half. It's already been folded once. And apply it across the bottom like that. And then add some other layers on top of it. Lots of us just pet pretty books. I understand that. Petting a journal, Margie says. Gotta pet it. All right, so I am going to trim this pretty much right in half. Let's see if I can line that up there. So now we got two little pieces. Now, if I lay this here, do we want the word journal? I wonder if I have one already made. If not, we'll make one. I don't have one made, so let's get out the journal stamps. Where are you, journal stamps? Well, you weren't in that tub. I haven't indexed all of my boxes behind me. They have labels that say stamps, but I haven't drilled down to exactly what stamps are inside yet. I try to put them back into the same spot every time. And I hope that'll help me with memory, you know, to know where they are. PAJ, Petting Journal Association. Hey, Lorraine, welcome. All right, so let's put this aside for a moment. So what color? I have a piece of white paper here that we could stamp the word journal on. These are going to be the pockets for the inside, so we set those over there. I also have a piece of this blue left. It is exactly 1 inch wide, so let's see what happens. I'm going to measure my word journal. So if I do 3/4 of an inch maybe, so I'm going to stamp it on the edge and then trim it. So I'm going to get out my black archival ink. Just kind of marching it across the page. And then stamp it pretty close to the edge. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today and just being a light in my life. I greatly appreciate your support and your likes, your thumbs up, your comments, your donations. It is all amazing to me how much this community is so supportive. Right, I'm just kind of trimming this down. Oh, almost went too far. So my thought was, what if we put that as a mat behind it? So let's get rid of this. So I could put this here like that all the way to the edge, and then put this as a mat here. And then we could maybe put some flowers around that. I don't know, what do you think? Flowers maybe? Let's add some distress inks to this piece and glue it all together. And I haven't forgotten the finish the page swap. I have the video edited and I need to upload it and write the blog posts and get with Robin. She can help me with creating the Facebook event. The deadline to sign up will be the end of this month, and you have to mail them out by October the 15th. All right, I think I'm going to put that there and then put this around. Okay. Okay. Whoopsie. You stay there. Smush it down. Smush it down. Oh, and I made some butterflies. We may need to put one on here. I found there's a yellow one. Here's a pink one. And then here's a blue one. So y'all can tell me which one you like the best. Hey. No, we're not going to say they have to finish it by a certain date because really it's their own prerogative to finish it. The whole concept is to share an idea with somebody else. And I know some people don't have the means to take a photo and post it into Facebook or online anywhere. So we'll just say that if you want to, you can, but it's not required. Okay. Blue and yellow. I didn't see Get in here. I saw that they came at the very beginning. So are you still there, Get? So glad to have you. Okay, so how about if we do a different size blue one? Maybe something like that in two different areas. And what we could do is on the back side, I'll put this bigger blue one on there. I think that'll work. And then we need to get some flowers. All right, so if I put maybe right there and then put this one up at the top, I'm just adding some distress inks. I just made these today. I sat here and stamped a whole bunch of butterflies. I just grabbed all my different butterfly stamps that I have and stamped them all on a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper that's kind of a linen texture. And then once I got them all stamped, I sat down and watercolored them. That blue really pops, doesn't it? Especially on this yellow doily too. Okay. So this is going to go on the back, and then we'll put this on the front. glue it down. All right, let's put this one right about here. It's a way to embellish a digital image. Trying to put some right on the antenna. All right, so that one's kind of going that way. Let's put this one going this direction. And while we're at it, let's flip this over and maybe put it on this side, closer to the spine, since that one is there. I think that instead of here, I don't want to really cover up too much of the photos. I could put it right in the center. What do you think? Center, left, or right? Let me pull some flowers down. I have some in blue. I have some little yellow ones, so those are small. I have a different shade of yellow here. They're more orange. Oh, what we could do is I've got some cheesecloth, but I've got this kind of a lime green, and then this is more orange. So I don't think that's what I want, but maybe these lime green to use in a sense as leaves behind the flowers. That's what I'm thinking. Right, I see two rights. I see two rights. I'm liking where this page, and you're liking this. This is just the cover. All right, so to the right, where we're going to put that. I know. She's like, not the neon green. She rescinds that she likes this page, where this page is going. I know that's what she's thinking. Oh, dear. Very pastel. All right, let's put that right in the middle. Okay, okay. LOL. Ah, funny. All right, we'll put that right here. Okay, so now I've got some blue. Just get a few out. And I've got these little bitty yellow. Okay, so here's my thought. There's flowers here, and we've got this blue. So if I were to put down two greens, I think there's more than one there. It feels weird. Are you an imposter? Yes, you have two layers. All right, so if we had a couple of flowers, and then I place some green over the top, where the blue over the top of the green. Maybe we'll get one more. So we see a little bit of that blue peeking out, maybe closer to that corner. And then I have different shades of yellow, but I was thinking of putting the yellow right in the center. And then, of course, we could do bling. Now, should I put these on the front and the back cover, or only on the front? Right now, I have the back up. So something like that. Can you kind of see that? Not a fan of the green either. But yes, you can see it now. All right, so if we were to go here and put just a little cluster, because you can barely see the green. Okay. I have a little bit of some blue cheesecloth laying here. Front, back, the back would tear off. Gotcha. As leaves for the flowers, that would be okay. Gotcha. Oh, dear. As long as I meet your approval, Robin. Maybe better on the front. Okay. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. I'll move this out of the way. Kind of put a little piece of cheesecloth, and then we'll layer up all the flowers kind of in this corner here, or maybe a little bit closer to the butterfly. Trying to get it all lined up. You know, sometimes you have to place it where you think you're going to want it, and then mess around with it just a little bit. So do we want it there? Maybe more like that. I'm thinking a little bit closer to the word journal. I think that looks a little better. I think that looks pretty cute too. All right. I'm going to put away some of these flowers. Put these away. I could add a few extras just around the edge. Oh, I can't hold of it. These are kind of a pale yellow white. I think the ones in the center are enough. Okay. Let's do it before I make a big mess. All right. Put this over here for now. So, right about in here, I'm going to make a little glue. A little glue nest. And then we'll glue in some of this cheesecloth. Okay. Poor man's lace, that's what I call it. All right, let's put this green leaf. We'll put one right here. Kind of smashing that down. These are kind of 3D flowers. They're just embossed, so they have a little bit of texture to them. So I'm kind of smushing those down. And then we'll cover one this way and one over here. And then one at the top. So we'll kind of cover those greens up a little bit. They'll just barely be peeking out. Okay. Put this one right here. There we go. Yeah, if there was as many flowers in nature as there are in crafting, we would be able to breathe. I don't know about RG. I think there's a lot of flowers in comparison to the paper and fake and otherwise. I know my yard is full of, right now, little purple flowers. I can't remember. It starts with an A. It's a flower that blooms late in the season, which is good because that gives your pollinators another opportunity. And I have an abundance of them. I made the mistake of transplanting some to another area in my yard, and they have overtaken. So my hope is, as the weather cools off, I'll be able to go out into my yard and pull some of these flowers that have taken over and move them around, or just remove them, period. All right, I'm going to lay a acrylic block over this for a second, just so that kind of helps push those down. All right, and let's put away the flowers. Oh, that lid wasn't on. It's a good thing I didn't shake it or dump it out. All right. Put that back. I've been using those flowers more since I rearranged over there. That's been kind of handy. All right, let's get, got some bling. I think that'll work. All right, let's get a couple pieces of bling. Since there's 3 flowers, we can put a bling in the center of each one. That is, if I can get the bling to cooperate. Come on now. There we go. I'm going to push it down. All right now. Okay. I can go right there. I will take any purple flowers you do not want. Somebody doesn't want purple flowers? Oh, do you want some, Jennifer? I'll send you a picture of what they are. They will quickly take over an area. They are a really pretty greenery. So if you have something shorter in front of it, it gives it a nice green backdrop to it. But if you don't keep them under control, they will take over. All right, I like it. Do you like it? And then there's the back. And then for the inside, I folded it too soon, and so my paper is buckled up, but that's okay. It's handmade. I think I'm going to trim these down. Some pockets I'm making. So I'm just going to trim about, maybe a ½ an inch. Come on now. Cooperate. And then maybe we'll find something to go on top. So they're not just a plain boring blue. Put that there. And put that there so they're kind of centered. I do have a little piece of this pink. And if I cut that in half, I could put that on there. Thank you so much. You love it? Okay. You have nasturtiums that are taking over the garden and the backyard. I like nasturtiums though. And the bees and butterflies like nasturtiums. So that's a good thing. And you can eat nasturtiums. Okay, so we've got this piece, which still gives me a little border around the edge. So I could find another piece to mat. I could stamp over the blue so it gives us a texture. What do you think? Should we find another piece of paper? I'm just going to add some distress inks to this. Okay, so let's see. Let's look up here. Nope, not that. Yeah, the flowers are good in salads. I also like arugula. One year I grew a bunch of arugula and I was so excited because it was about ready to pick. And the next morning that I went out to pick it, caterpillars had eaten all of it. I was very, very sad. I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to mat the pink on that blue or stamp around it. So for example, I could use, this is a watercolor paper that I made a long time ago out of book pages, and then I scanned it into my computer. It wouldn't be much of a border. It'd be kind of a waste. All right, let's put that back. You know what I could do is get another piece of scrapbook paper that I want to use up. So what if we were to do this with a little bit of a border, and then this would be in the middle of that? I think that works. Kind of gives us nice little layers on there. So let's do that. Yes, the caterpillars, bunnies, and deer are cute, but not when you're growing food. Now, I was so sad. I was like, oh, the cat and the bunnies. The bunnies kept getting my arugula too. So I had even made a barrier to keep the bunnies out of just that. I have other things in my garden that they could eat. And I was so proud because the bunnies had stayed away that year. And then I went out there and it was all gone. I was like, well, poo. If I ever get a greenhouse, then I will grow some arugula in the winter in my greenhouse. Okay, I'm just going to do a little thin border around. Yes, I know, we're creating a scrap. It happens. All right, let's go this way. And then I should be able to just cut this the same size. So I'm just going to stack it and cut it the same size. Yeah, bunnies always help yourself to your dill. It's like, come on, man, I just want some of this for myself. I'm not trying to feed the world out of my backyard. I'm just trying to add a little flavor to my salads at home. Okay. I've got a bunch of marigolds growing this year. You sure it was rabbits that climbed your trees and pulled off all the flowers? Did you witness them doing that? Do you have proof of your accusation? So how's that? Is a little layered pocket. And ooh, I have what do I have left? Oh, I don't have two. Oh, but I do have these two purple. I have a purple butterfly we could put on there. And then we'll put this one over here. Something like that. And then we need something to go beside it, don't we? Yeah, I didn't know rabbits could climb a tree. Climbing rabbits? You never got one sprig of dill from your own yard? Oh my goodness, Amanda. All right, so I've distressed those. Let's go ahead and I'll distress the butterflies while I consider what can I put beside the butterflies, right? We don't want to make it too thick. Australian bunnies, apparently if they're desperate for food, they will climb trees. All right. You Googled it. Well, I can imagine if critters are... Australia has rabbits that climb trees. Google it. Oh my goodness. That's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Yeah, that explains it, Marcia says. Oh. We have a lot of little bunnies that live in our neighborhood, and they like the back corner of my property. We've let it just become overgrown. It's got a lot of, I think they're called cow pen sunflowers. They're a little sunflower that are probably about the size of a quarter, not quite as big as a 50-cent piece. If you're an American, you'll know those measurements, which roughly means, okay, this is a nickel, and a quarter is almost about an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter, inch and a half. And I've let those just grow wild in my back corner. So the bunnies really like that area because there's plenty of food in there to eat. I don't spray it. We don't mow it. We just let it go. And then in the fall, I tear it all out and think, I'm going to do something different next year. It's not fun when it happens in your own garden. I agree. You're like, man, I've worked hard for that. But I try to plant extra things that if the critters are going to eat it, they can have it. But I was so disappointed about the arugula. I'm going to try again and next year. I've been reworking a couple of beds that have a kind of a barrier around it. I think I posted on Facebook a long time ago that I, on the side of the road, saw they're roofing panels is what they are. And they're terracotta in color. And the person was just going to throw them out. And so I picked them up and I've been turning them on their side instead of, they're kind of wavy like that. And instead of putting them flat as you would on a roof, I'm turning them up on end so they kind of go like this. And I'm using them as a border in a couple of my beds. And they're tall enough that I'm hoping it won't be an easy access for bunny rabbits to get in those beds. And between my flowers, I'm going to plant some more arugula and lettuce that I like as the green space in there. And I'll plant it between some marigolds and some zinnias. I should remember the name of them. Zinnias that I want to plant. I've got marigolds growing pretty well in this one little area. They reseed every year and they keep coming back. So I'm hoping to do the same with the zinnia. They'll come back if you get the seeds in the ground. So I'll try to just see what I can do there. Okay. How tall are the tiles? The tiles were, I want to say, let me see if I can measure this. They were a minimum of 12 inches. I'm pretty sure they were a minimum of 12 inches tall. They're taller than most borders that you would put in your garden. All right, so if we put these here, I have a stamp. We could stamp right there on either side. I think that's what we'll do. Let me get my block. Okay. Cayenne works, yeah. Cayenne keeps them from hanging out in the garden too much. All right, let's put it right about there. Oh, I think that works. Doesn't that give that a nice, pretty little touch? Prepping for rabbit stew, Amanda Dawn says. Oh, dear. Okay. That looks good. Very good, very good, very good. All right, so I'm going to put the butterflies down. And what else do we want to put on here? I guess what we could do next is find the pages that we're going to put inside and glue those down. Or not glue them down, but punch holes and put them in the journal. And then we can go back and see if there's things that need to be added. Okay. All right. Scooch, scooch, scoochy. Scoochy, scoochy, scoochy. I have a whole pile of little butterflies laying over here to the side. Okay, so that's drying. I'm getting some pages. So I've got a few pages here. So I've got a piece of sheet music. I have a piece of coffee dyed paper. I have a pink dyed paper. And then I want to go through all of these. That one's kind of pretty. So that could be used in this journal. What else do I have here? This one's kind of interesting that I made a while back. So let's put that there. This one has a little bit of fabric, so we're getting all these muted colors. I think that'll be good there. I've got this one that I just did some stamping on it, so we need one of those. What else do we have here? How about this purple and teal, different colored ones? I think that'll be a good one to put in. These are what I call my mop-up papers that I have in my journals. Oh, well, since we have the unicorn on the front, we need to use a page with a unicorn on it. So what else do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 3, 3, 3. That's 9. You know what? I'm going to look here to see if I have any digital papers. You know, this might be a good one to put in there. That's from Daydreaming. But I also have another page. This is on thin paper, so if I were to back it, not with that. Let's see what we got here. That paper is thin, and I think what I could do is glue these back to back and then maybe either cut off that border or color it. Okay, so let's do that. So I've got these and these, so I'm just going to put these together. I'm going to get out, I got Mermaid Lagoon, and I'll get out some blues. What I'm going to do is go around the edges of this piece. I probably should glue it together first. So let's do that. This is a gel print that I made a while back, and then I scanned it into my computer and made it a digital so I could reuse it. Like the one with the roses. It's from the same kit, which is Unicorn Dreams, I believe is the name of it, by Calico Collage. And it was really thin paper that I printed it on, so I think this helps give it a little bit more strength. So, turn that around. And let's find, there it is. Okay. Now, I'm just going to take this, and the idea is I want to come around this edge and see if I can't add some color to it. What I might do on top of that is stamp, which will kind of help camouflage that there is an edge there. Of course, if I really want to spend some time, I could keep applying color until it is absolutely perfect. But who has time for that? Come on, Julie. Why can't you spell today? That's okay. Whenever I'm on my phone trying to text somebody or answer a message, it's no matter what buttons I push on that screen, it's always wrong. It makes me so mad. I prefer a computer with a real keyboard. So much easier to type. Okay. Okay, we're almost there. So you can still see there's a little bit of a border there, but it's not too bad. Okay. Now, should I use the same leaf, or I have the henna rose here that we could stamp around the edges. I'm kind of thinking the henna rose. I'm going to put that on the other side. So this is the henna rose, and then this would be the leaves. I think the henna rose is going to cover up more of my edges, so I'm just going to stamp that. So now it looks like it's all part of the design. At least that's what I'm going to think when I look at it. Find a favorite stamp that can be a border stamp. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good. Oh, Marcia said leaves, and I already picked a flower. You gotta be faster. You got a new wireless keyboard for your home office, and it came with a... Oh, nice. Oh, this glove is no good anymore. I only reuse them until they fall apart. Now, let's get rid of that. I like it. All right, I'm going to fold this in half. I think that looks pretty good. Oh, I see where the paper didn't get all the way adhered, so I'm just going to add a little bit. And I think I recall that one of these... Okay, so a couple of these have some things sticking out from the edges. So I think we need one more page with something sticking out from the edge. Now, do we go completely contrasting and put a little piece of purple on the page? What else do I have right here? I've got this little piece of fabric I could cut up. So if I were to cut this in half, and then half of it could go on one side. So if I were to kind of ruffle that on the edge there, I think that's what we're going to do. My daylight finishes, I think is it like the first week of October? I think Henry was telling me it was in October, like maybe October the 6th. Yeah, the purple is super vibrant, but I think the blue would be better. All right, so I'm just going to cut this in half. So let's get my rotary cutter and a ruler. Just want to put this where I can see it. So we got the halfway mark, should be right about there. Okay. There we go. Put this back. November 3rd. Oh, wow. I thought it was later than that. Thank you, Amanda. It's late this year. See, and I'm still on smart hours until daylight I think until daylight savings. Maybe not. All right, so I'm just going to put a little glue right here and then stick this in the glue and kind of scrunch it together. Kind of making a little ruffle. There. I think we'll go over to the sewing machine. So I'm getting out the sewing lamb. We're going to stitch on this in a moment. All right, so I'm just going to move this around and then coming to about right here to there. I put a little bit of glue on. We'll do it in the same direction. Using up scraps. This was probably a scrap I got through the Quilt Guild. What ladies would do with their scraps is put them in little Ziploc bags and then donate it to the Quilt Guild as part of their fundraising. So they would raise money to pay for events and to pay for prizes and guest speakers to come. And so I would buy these whenever I'd see them because you're usually like 50 cents, 25 cents, something like that. You're not looking forward to summer, Julie? You're not ready to be hot? Okay, I think that looks good. Give that a moment to dry. And we've been doing a lot of flowers. Oh, well, we talked about bunny rabbits. We need to do a bunny rabbit. We need to do a bunny rabbit. Here's a different pink flower we could put on. And then a bunny rabbit. I think there's 2 flowers there. These have tulip dimensional glitter paint on them. So if I put one there, do I want to put one with the bunny beside it? What do you think? All right, let's go to the sewing machine. Yes, bunnies! All right, I think we're going to do that. Let's stitch this on. So let's make sure the sewing cam works. Hello, are we there? Come on, sewing cam. Come on, sewing cam. Okay, good. We've got a little view there. I think we need to twist that way a little bit. Maybe like this. Let's go this way. Oopsie, I almost dropped my front. Okay. Now, I'm just going to quickly zigzag stitch. I got black thread in my upper and my lower. And I'm just going to stitch that on. My dog, Hercules, just got up. I'm going to kick him outside. Go outside. Come on, go outside. Go, 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 go. Okay, I'm back. Hercules, if you don't kick him outside, he will pee on my floor. Because he expects me to get up and let him out. Of course, he is 15 years old, so he's a little bit impatient. I'll have to go let him back in just a moment. All right, let's go back to the main. Come on, computer. All right, so I'm thinking a bunny rabbit down here. Now, do we want the flowers in front of the bunny, or do we just put flowers at the top? Maybe something like that, or no flowers, and just do it on this side. What do you think? Oreo is snoring. Yeah, he's in the other room sound asleep. Okay, so let's move my mouse. I think I'm going to put this bunny down here. Put flowers with bunny. Okay. Kind of putting it, I'm trying to figure out, maybe like that. Maybe a little bit lower. Wally snores. How funny. All right, Hercules should have made it back to the back door now. He's probably in there scratching at it. All right, I think I'm going to put this one. Yeah, I'm going to put it up there. Pupper defying the odds. Yep. Yours turn 15 next month? Oh, wow. That's amazing. All right. All right, be right back. Gotta let the old man back in. All right, I had to go holler at him. His age, he sleeps a lot. So whenever he gets up, you need to be ready to whatever he needs. Go to the bathroom, go out, go get a drink of water, whatnot. All right, let's put these in order of the way that I want to see them in the journal. And I think I put the stuff on upside down, but it's too late now. Oh, dear. All right. So let's see. That one's kind of pretty. What do I want for the center? I kind of like that one. All right, this is going to be my center, so I'm going to put it in last. So put that on the bottom. Yeah, okay. Put the sewing lamb back where it belongs. Hercules is bossy, for sure. All right, and then we've got these pages, and these are kind of plainer. I'm kind of thinking that this should be the first page in the journal. I could turn it the other way so that the bunny rabbit is first. Or do we want the roses first? I think I want the roses first. Okay. So then let's do a plain dyed paper. And let's do this unicorn paper. And we might do this page because that's kind of blends together. All right, and then we're going to do a sheet music paper. And maybe, let's do this page. And let's do this coffee dyed paper. And then I've got this page. And this page. And then this page. So let's kind of look at this, see how we like the way it's coming together. All right, so if we kind of look at this, even though this is technically upside down, we're just going to go with it. We've got the dyed paper. We have some painty papers I made. Got pockets and some plainer papers to use throughout. I think that looks pretty good. All right, we got a nice variety there. Let's bind this together. Okay, I'm getting out my tools. Use my bookbinding needle, my template. So let's go ahead and get 3 times the height of the journal in wax linen thread. So 1, 2, 3. We did butterflies again this week. It's kind of funny that 2 weeks in a row I've made journals that I've made sure to add butterflies throughout the journals. And this one is no different. Okay. It's perfect. All right, so let's get that kind of nested together and in the center of our journal cover. Apparently, I made this one taller. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, this one doesn't fit. We're going to have to go with this. Got to go with the bigger ones. Got to get out the big ones. Make sure that's all the way up into that corner. There we go. Lay my template down. So what I need to do on my last journal cover that I have laying here is I need to trim it to be shorter, because apparently I made it. Oh no, it's already trimmed. I just didn't trim that one. Oh well. It worked out anyway. It's just a little different. All right. Poke my 3 holes. One, 2. Move this over. And 3. Okay. Put that away. We're going to do a pamphlet stitch. Come on. Looks like we might have time to put little charms on the tails inside. And I have a started journal charm that we can complete by adding some more charms and beads too. Okay. Slip that under. Check the outside. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to pull that taut and then tie it off. Okay. Are they clothesline pegs? I don't know what you're talking about. These are little clamps that you could get. I've got them in different colors and sizes. All right, let's put this away. All right. We need our journal charms drawer. And what do we have here? I have a music note. Oh, that I dropped. Let's get a different one. What is this? That's a microphone. All right, here's a music note. And maybe a heart. That would be good, I think. And let's get, we got purples and blues, so I'm going to get a couple of different colors of beads out. Maybe a blue. And what else? I've got a little charm that I started, so let's look at it real fast. We could probably add a few things to it. It's got a star, and it's got a treble clef, and it's got text. I have this pink little tassel. Maybe we'll add that. So we'll need those, and I will need those. All right, I'll get out my charm, my beaded elements. I have those in a different spot. I haven't got everything combined yet. How about if we add, can y'all even see that? If we add a little teal up there at the top. And here's another butterfly. I think that'll work. I need to put these in the drawer above my other charms and stuff. But I gotta beg my brother to make some more boxes for me. And I haven't done that yet. I know he's busy, so. And even though I'm paying for them, I know he's busy. Alright, so I'm just going to grab some beads and put them on the strings here. Just different colors. However they come to be. This one I can't see the hole. There it is. So I've got 4. 1, 2. I think that's not going to work. 1, 2, 3. Let's put one of these over here. Okay. So now I'm just going to grab, I got a little heart. Oop. Doesn't want to stay in my fingers, does it? There we go. Yeah, we found them at the Dollar Tree, Julie. Maybe what I can do, if I send you a link to the Dollar Tree, you can at least view them and glean from the listing what they're called so that you can look for them at local sources. And another option is if you do a swap with somebody, you could beg for some. Say, would you send a set of those to me? All right, I'm just going to grab some more beads and do the other side. We need to send care packages to Julie in Australia for the things she can't get here in her place that we can get here in the United States. Dang it. Come on now. I can't keep a hold of that bead. It's so little. And try to find the hole. That one didn't want to go through. But I got it. I'm threading it on. There we go. And I didn't put on my other glasses to do so yet. I'll have to when I do the jump rings because I know I can't see those very well. Come on now, go through the little hole. Just keeps bypassing it. Maybe it's because I can't see. We're all bosses. Hey, Beverly. Oh, dear. There we go. Trying to use up some of these beads. I have quite a few of them. Oh, now that I have my glasses on, I can see how dirty my fingers are. That's awful. I need to get my hand cleaner out. Okay, got that one. Come on, go through there. And I want this one to drop down just a little bit lower. Oh, it didn't go through. You do as I want you to do, okay? Because I'm the boss. It'll take a while, but you'll find it eventually. Yeah, it may be a hardware store. I think that's what Robin said. We have a place called Harbor Freight here in the United States, and that's where I got this size from years ago. And then a while back, Robin gave me a set of the little beady ones, and then I found these at the Dollar Tree. Okay, so I think that looks good. Set that aside for a moment. I'm going to clean my hands off. Put my hands in a cleaner. Keep a spray bottle of the Thieves Cleaner in here, and I didn't have any in it. It was empty for a little while, but I filled it up again, so that's much better. Okay, so now we need to add, so I can get my second pair of glasses on. We need to add these three components to add a little bit more color. Alligator mouth. They're not, what? Someone in New Zealand sends you pineapple lips a couple times a year. Oh, I bet you those are yummy. It's like chocolate covered pineapple chews. Oh my goodness, that sounds sinful. All right, let's see. I think we're going to put one. Try to get the loop here. So maybe right about there. We'll put this green tealy colored one. Jennifer, I still need to get with you because do you still have all the beads? Because obviously I need more beads. Come here. Where did the other one go? Okay, I know I got out 3 thingies. Oh, there it is. Oh, you successfully stamped your nails? Oh, awesome. Good job. Good job. Just take practice, right? Just had to practice. All right, let's put the tassel right about here. Oopsie. Don't you do that to me. All right, and then the last thing, we're going to add this butterfly. I think I want to put it right in the middle of this batch. Come here now. Yeah, still have the beads. Okay, good. We'll have to get together. There we go. So now I just added little pieces to something that I had started a while back. So it's got lots of chunky little pieces on there. All right, so put these away where they belong. And then I need my punch. And I need my glasses again. And we're going to line this up where I can see it. Let's see, can I see that this way? Yes, okay. All right, that's in just a little bit. And I've got a bulb pen, so I'm just going to open it, if I can get my fingers around it. There we go. And then poke it through. Like so. That looks pretty good. All right, so now I need to stamp it. Put that back in. So my little stamp is right here. Get my ink pad. Let's flip it to the back and I'll stamp it up here. Craft right. Bunnings have what they call craft metal spring clamps, Craft Rights clamp springs. Oh, okay. I thought we're going to, okay, that's good. Well, next Friday, third attempt. I know each one of us has had something come up, of the three of us, that we couldn't get together for lunch. But we're going to do it, by golly. I got to remind Henry. The plan is to get together for lunch. All right, so now I'm just going to sign it. And this is, what is today? Today is 9/16/2024. All right, so we need to put something in the pockets of the front and the back and then just kind of go through the journal. So let me grab my box of journal card doodads and see what we can find. Oh, this is a nice piece of green. Oh, dear. This might be kind of pretty. I've got this, it's a cardstock that we could put in there. Oh, and what about this? These are some little file folders that you're supposed to fold in half, but instead I sewed on a piece of fabric over a few of those little tear-off notepad papers. So we could kind of make that look like a layered look there. All right, let's flip this over to the other side. And what do we have here? I've got this little tear-off. You could, or leave it like they are. We can put in here a little bit of purple. I have a calico collage little jar. Let's put that in here as well. Should put it in front or behind. All right, so let's put this away. And if I need it again, I'll get it out. It's kind of handy to have these kind of already made. Some people are saying, you know, why mass make? Well, it depends. You know, if you're a person that's going to make a lot of journals, maybe you're going to give them away, you're going to sell them, you want to be able to have some variety to choose from. So instead of just making one element, make 2 or 3 at that same time, because you already have that design in your head, and it may not be exactly identical, but the concept is the same. And then the extras you could put aside, or maybe there are enough of a difference between the 3 of them that when you put it in the same journal, you get a little bit of variety. All right, so we put those there. I haven't put anything on this dyed page, but I think it's fine the way it is. And then this is when I layered some pieces, and we decided on one side to put the dragonfly up, and on the other we put the little flower thingy up. So this is just a piece of cardstock folded in half, and this was an envelope that I covered and put on the page. And then here's a tag that comes out the edge, and this is the hem of a pair of jeans that I used. Put that back in the little pocket here. And then there's another pocket on the front of this. I just made a little notepad or notebook. Used my stapler. This is one of Norella's images. That one is too. This is from her Amarillo Rose here. And then there's another pocket up there. So this one has lots of pockets. So I don't think we need to put anything over on this side. I use a tab. So this is kind of fun that we've got tabs, we've got fabric, we've got different things sticking out the edges. You love it. And then here is scrapbook paper, rubber stamping, Norella's image. There's some bling. And then on the inside, this was from a flower magazine mailer, I guess you could say. Actually, they were square little pieces, and I just cut out the flowers and mounted them on some cardstock. This is a gel print that I made, and I die cut a heart out of the middle, or a hand cut, I don't remember which. And then I just layered it with some other papers on some cardstock and added the stamp. And this is one of Norella's digital images. And I thought it was kind of pretty just having that peek out, rubber stamped on a book page in the background. Aw, you haven't made your journal forever? Aw, you're welcome. Come on, Beverly, you can do it. And then over here, this was a mop-up page. So it was in my spray box, like when I sprayed the doily earlier, and I had sprayed different things, and I just took it out and I stamped on it a couple of times. This was a scrap from a mixed media page that I made, and I turned it into a tuck spot. This is one of Norella's digital images. Rubber stamp, and then flip this over. I just stamped on this side. This is from the Artful kit that Norella made for me, and I always like this page because she used a key, and to me it looks like an L, so I like the way that looks. This is a mop-up page again, and stamping. Here I had some digital papers. I hope I didn't do that upside down. No. Okay, I had some digital papers, or scrapbook paper. I can't remember which. And I've had them in my stash for a while, so I got them out, and then I layered one of those tear-off notepads that I did the stenciling through. This is a gel print, and then a rubber stamp on top of it. You're very welcome, Leah. Hey, wait, Leah, I'm glad to have you here. Over here, this was just collaged papers. I just kind of started layering them down and did the rubber stamp on top. So, and they're all book pages, if you didn't notice. So even if you don't have fancy papers, get out your book pages and alter them. Change their color. You could change their color with dyeing them using things like food colored, and you can use Kool-Aid. You can actually use dye. I use Tattered Angels on mine. You can use avocado skins to get kind of a pink color. You can use blackberries and cherries. You can use, what else have I used recently? But you can use just about anything to dye the paper. And then alter it with maybe rubber stamps. Sometimes I even paint the pages with acrylic paint and then spray them with Tattered Angels or a dye mixture. So, you know, you don't have to have super fancy papers. All of these pages are a book page, gel print on a book page. Okay, and then over here, crafting on a budget. Exactly. You don't have to spend a lot of money to do it. I highly recommend that you invest in a good set of paints, rubber stamp pads, or inks that you enjoy. That way you can alter the colors of your stuff. Fabric dye works as well. I like to use watercolors to change the color of things. So you got lots of food coloring. Yeah, exactly. So this one, I put a paper clip on here because Julie was saying that she did not like top tuck spots because they have a tendency to fall out. And this is just a coated paper clip. So I said, you know, just put, I can't get it to go now, a paper clip over it, and that'll kind of give it a little more snugness in there. And since I took that out from the other side, let's find a different card. Okay, I think we're back. I'm getting Junkie Joe loaded again. I don't understand this computer. All right, so I got out some ribbon. So I've got a kind of a tealy blue with a little butterfly on it. And it's got green. I think that may be my choice that I go with. I think this is too bright. This kind of matches a little better. That's a little too bright as well, although those go together. Okay. I think, giveaway, open. Am I back? Are we back? Are we back? Let's see. Okay, there we go. I see somebody. Too picky for the fancy stuff. You try to make it every year. All right, I think that's the one I'm going to go with. So, close this up. And let's see where the center is of this journal. So right about here. So I'm just going to use my bigger hole punch and make sure that I don't go too far. And then we're going to flip this around and then do it on the same basic sides. Okay. All right. I have eyelets, but I never get them out because they're too much of a pain, in my opinion. All right, I think I can get away with about that length. So I'm going to cut 2 times this length to go through the holes and tie up together. Because I'm trying to use up some of this ribbon. After moving my husband's relative, I'm really seeing where I've got to get rid of things. Hey, Card, how are you? All right, let's put this back through here. Oh, didn't make it. I don't know why I'm fighting with this. It's so much easier if you get a little piece of string. And really, I can pull this through this way, so I'm going to do that. There. And then I'm just going to pull this through on itself. Just kind of gently tug at it a little at a time until it's down where I want it. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, we'll flip it around. Do the same thing on the other side. All right, we're going to get off here in just a moment. Y'all go ahead and get in the raffle for junk bucks. And I can't remember if somebody said that they had an item to give away this week. So I can do that, or we can wait till next week. All right, let's open this up. Pull this through. And then I'm going to tighten it down. I'm just kind of pulling it back down a little at a time. There. Can adjust it as needed. And then this, you just take both ties at the same time. And it kind of almost makes them double-sided ribbons. I guess you could go even further and glue these ribbons back to back. I think that looks pretty cute. What do you think? Not this week. Okay, perfect. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. Well, what do you think? Did I do okay? I think that's smooth enough that it's not going to stick out too far. You can kind of see down the sides. And I still can't believe I didn't cut down my paper bag, but I kind of like it. Let's look at last week's. It's laying here. So it's a little different because it's bigger, but we use, I even used the same blue flowers last week. How funny. Yeah, you keep forgetting to do that to make the pockets not too high so you can punch the holes. Yeah. You can't have your pockets too high. Alrighty, well, let's pick a winner. I hope you enjoyed this week. I'm sorry for the little delay there that my computer locked up, and I appreciate y'all coming back and hanging out with me. And I hope that you're inspired to create. I know that each of you, has their own issues going on in life just as I do. And if you could just take a few minutes to get creative, it will brighten your day. I know it does mine when I'm able to do something. I've been kind of playing with a little bit of Lego while we watch TV. When I'm home, I've been out late a couple of evenings, working late, and also going over to family's house to clean things out and take care of those dogs. So anyhow, let's pick a winner, and that winner of 200 junk bucks is Janice. We'll get that added to your account. All righty, well, I think I'm going to get off here. Beverly, so glad to have you. I hope you are creative. Hey, do me a favor, y'all, and post something that you created, you worked on, you made, whatever it may be that you're doing crafty-wise in the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. I'd love to see what you're doing. And you can tag me as well, so I'll know that you posted something that I said to post. If you make a journal tag, whatever it may be, I'd love for you to share that. And let's see, what else? Do something that shares a little bit of kindness with someone else. Maybe it's just sharing an encouraging word. Reach out to somebody through Messenger or text message or phone call, or write a note and stick it in a card or a letter and tell somebody you're thinking about them. Smile at somebody like the postal carrier, or maybe someone who's doing your groceries, bagging your groceries, delivering your groceries, however that may be. You never know what's going to happen. All right. Y'all have an amazing week. And fingers crossed, everything goes as planned this week, I will print off the Autumn Teal by Calico Collage for next week. All right, y'all enjoy your rest of your day, your night, whatever it may be, your dinner, your breakfast, your lunch. I greatly appreciate you. Give me a thumbs up. Share this video. Comment after the video what was your favorite part. And I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Lots of love to everybody. Bye.